We are backstage at Pointfest 2023 and so incredibly excited to meet for the first time DES ROCS. How are you, man? I'm doing absolutely great. When I first saw you today, I said to myself, that's got to be a rocker because there's no regular person that can wear those pants and that jacket and pull it off. Like if you see me in that, Des, you go, that's a man that's confused about some stuff.
It's definitely not off the shelf. But yeah, I choose to express myself in many ways. One of them is music, the other is clothes.
Yeah. One of the things that I like about your music the most, Des, is that I can tell with almost virtually every song that you are pulling influences from all over the place. There's lots of them. How do you sort of like streamline your own brain when it comes to like those ideas? You know what I mean? Because I know as a musician, you're probably always trying to fix and figure in things, but how do you kind of streamline it so it's not too much craziness, so that you kind of have almost a linear sort of thought to it?
Yeah, the process can be a bit intense, but
Yeah.
I think the most important thing is that for every DES ROCS record that gets put out, there's about 100 that don't. It's a constant experimentation. Some songs take me years, some songs take me days, but at the end of the day, if you keep chasing the influence, it's the worst thing you can do.
Mm-hmm.
The amount of times I've wanted to write a Bohemian Rhapsody, the amount of times I've tried and failed, and then I have to continue to remind myself to just do me, and the influences will filter through me.
Yeah, absolutely. Have you, and I would bet the answer is yes, have you written something and listened to it and went, oh yeah, this is just me ripping off whomever, this is not going to work?
Absolutely. Yeah, the amount of records that I've loved and I've just said it's too close,
Yeah.
you know? But also at the same time, you know, I like to wear my influences on my sleeve because the whole mission statement of DES ROCS is to make big rock music. And there are only very few artists who do that. So I always want to be pulling from the greats.
Yeah, absolutely. So talk about Never Ending Moment. It's the new single from the record. It's a fantastic song.
Thank you.
Will this song be a standalone? Is there a record, EP on the way? What do we got?
Oh, there's a whole album coming.
All right.
The next single will be out in a couple weeks. I usually work alone, just in a bedroom. I call it bedroom arena rock. But this album, I was fortunate enough to have some amazing collaborators with Alain Johannes from Queens of the Stone Age, and we got together and we spent a month making this record. I had written everything over a year, and I couldn't be more excited to share it with the world. I would live and die for every lyric and every bit of production on it.
Now, so how difficult was it for you to move outside of the bedroom and trust somebody else with your music? That's a big deal, man.
It's
and I
tough.
don't say that lightly at all.
Yeah, I don't really play well with others, to be honest.
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to be put into some great rooms with some great producers, and I come out with nothing. I really do. I really come out with nothing when somebody tries to impose a process on me. But Al Johannes and the Queens guys are so amazing because they're like, it's your vision. We're here to help you breathe life into it. And it was a really special couple of weeks making that record. Really special.
That's really great when you look back on it, and because then I bet you can't wait for everybody to hear the end result of what you guys have been working on.
Oh, I feel like I'm like right now, like I'm holding a cup of coffee that's full and I'm about to sneeze. You know what I mean? Like that's the feeling I have about the album, you know. And I just I feel like right now I'm like a traveling door-to-door vacuum music salesman. Like every city, just trying to spread the word and leave it all in the core and get people to hear the album that I really feel like I was born to make.
Yeah, so you have an interesting position on our front stage because you are an artist that some of our listeners are familiar with, but this is very much an opportunity for you to make a bunch of new fans today. How do you go into that?
Oh, I'm really excited, but every show is the same. You know, it's the same show, whether it's to 80 kids in a basement in Mobile, Alabama, like last week, or 10,000 like it was yesterday in Columbus.
Yeah.
You know, it's the exact same show. So all I can do is just be my most authentic self and just really hope people connect with it. You know, that's all I have.
First time that you got in front of a crowd that big, like 10,000 people, was it a moment that it took you a minute, or were you just? How did that go about?
You want to really know what happened the
Yes.
first time I got in front of? Okay.
Yeah.
I spent my whole life playing bars and basements as if there were 10,000 or 80,000 people. And I've always stuck out like a sore thumb on these bills. I was lucky enough to be invited to open for the Rolling Stones. And I spent every single day before that show practicing how I would run out onto the stage. And I ran out onto the stage at Lincoln Financial Center in front of 80,000 people. And the first step I took on that stage, I slipped. My body went parallel to the ground, and I fell right on my ass. And I think it was the most symbolic reality check you could ever have as an artist. That no matter where you are still a person. You are still vulnerable to everything there is.
Yeah.
And I popped right back up, and we crushed the set. Everybody thought it was part of the show. And I was like, that's the most DES ROCS moment of all time. It really is. You know, dreaming big.
Yeah.
And really just going for it. And either you just slip on your ass or you knock out of the park, but you just let it be you know?
Yeah. You know, I think the one thing that I definitely feel in talking to you is that you get the learning process of this as well. Like that you're here to continue to learn and to continue to get better. Like that this is just sort of the beginning of the process for you.
I think it's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll, and that really means something to me.
Yeah, very good. Yeah. Des, what an absolute pleasure.
Thank you so much.
So thrilled to have you here today, and enjoy that crowd out there. It's a beautiful day, and we're stoked to have you here.
Looking forward to it. Thank you.
Very good. DES ROCS, Backstage Pointfest 2023.